What if I told you the first major battle of the American Civil War wasn't just a clash of soldiers? It was the death of an illusion. What if I told you thousands of ordinary people, farmers, politicians, even families with picnic baskets, went to watch, expecting a grand show, and instead saw a nightmare that scarred a nation forever? This is the story of Bull Run, the day America woke up to the horror of war. April 1861, Fort Sumter falls. The Civil War explodes into life. For Northerners, the mood is cocky. The Union has industry, manpower, and wealth. Newspapers shout, "Crush the rebellion." Politicians promise a quick campaign. Many openly predict this war will be over in 90 days. A Union soldier wrote to his parents, "We're going to whip the rebels, and it won't take long. I'll be home by Christmas." But in the South, confidence burns just as bright. Men pour into enlistment camps. Defending home, honor, and their way of life, they're convinced the North has no stomach for real bloodshed. A Confederate private scribbled in his diary, "They call us rebels, but we are free men, and we will teach them to fear us." Neither side understood what was coming. By July, pressure boils over. The public screams for action. Lincoln, hesitant but cornered, orders an offensive. The target: Confederate troops near a small Virginia creek called Bull Run. General Irvin McDowell leads 35,000 Union troops south. But here's the truth. These aren't professional soldiers. They're farmers, clerks, shopkeepers, barely trained and poorly equipped. Many wear mismatched uniforms. Some don't even know how to load their rifles. And then comes the bizarre twist. Civilians follow them. Washington's elite pack wagons and carriages, carrying picnic baskets, opera glasses, bottles of champagne. They chatter about watching the great show. One witness recalled, "Ladies with parasols, gentlemen with field glasses, rode out in fine spirits. It was to be a day of sport." They were about to see something far darker than sport. Waiting for them are 22,000 Confederate troops under General P.G.T. Beauregard. They dig in along the stream, expecting to hold their ground until reinforcements arrive. And those reinforcements are coming fast by railroad. For the first time in history, trains will rush soldiers into battle. The South has the numbers, the ground, and, though no one knows it yet, the momentum. Dawn, July 21st, 1861. The air is heavy, the July sun brutal. At 5:30 a.m., Union artillery opens fire. Cannonballs shriek across the fields. Soldiers march forward through choking dust. At first, the plan seems to work. Union columns smash into the Confederate left flank, pushing them back. Onlookers clap from the hills. A senator's wife waves her handkerchief like she's at a parade. Victory seems certain. A Union officer remembered, "The men cheered as they drove the enemy. All was enthusiasm and belief in success." But war is never that simple. The Union pushes forward, but the Confederates don't break. They rally on a Virginia ridge. At the center stands Brigadier General Thomas Jonathan Jackson. Musket balls tear through the air, artillery explodes around him, but Jackson holds firm. Another Southern general, amazed at his defiance, points and shouts, "There is Jackson standing like a stone wall." And just like that, a legend is born, Stonewall Jackson. His stand stiffens Confederate resolve. What looked like a Union victory begins to shift. Around 2 p.m., Confederate reinforcements arrive by train. Fresh troops flood the battlefield. The Union suddenly faces not a retreating enemy, but a surging counterattack. Confusion spreads. Dust, smoke, and heat choke the fields. Officers can't be heard over the roar. Flags vanish in the haze. Regiments mix together. Panic takes hold. A Union private recalled, "We fought, retreated, fought again. Then, all at once, it was every man for himself." The civilians who came to watch, they realize with horror they're trapped in the chaos. Carriages overturn. Wagons jam the roads. Soldiers and spectators collide in one frenzied retreat. This is no orderly withdrawal. This is the great skedaddle. By late afternoon, the Union Army is broken. Soldiers throw down rifles and flee. Civilians scream, stampeding alongside them. Wagons block bridges. Men drown trying to cross streams. Horses bolt riderless into the fields. A Confederate officer described it. "The enemy ran like frightened sheep. Wagons, cannon, men, all tumbling in confusion. The Union loses 2,896 men, dead, wounded, or missing. The Confederacy suffers 1,282. For a single day, the numbers are staggering. But the true loss isn't counted in bodies. It's counted in illusions. The Union had believed in a quick war. That dream dies at Bull Run. One Northern soldier admitted, "We thought the thing a picnic, but it was a most bloody picnic indeed." In Washington, panic grips the capital. Politicians fear the Confederates might march straight into the city. But the Southern Army is just as exhausted, too disorganized to press forward. Their chance at ending the war slips away. In Richmond, celebrations explode. But Confederate leaders make a deadly mistake. They believe the victory proves their invincibility. They don't prepare for the grinding, bloody war to come. Lincoln, shaken but resolute, whispers to a confidant, "We must think anew and act anew." Bull Run left America with three brutal truths. The war would not be short. The war would not be clean. The war would demand sacrifices beyond imagination. A Union chaplain wrote home, "The romance of war is gone. The terrible reality has begun." And he was right. Bull Run wasn't the end. It was the beginning of a nightmare that would stretch for 4 long, bloody years and claim more than 600,000 American lives. So when you think of Bull Run, don't just picture cannons and charges. Picture civilians dropping their champagne glasses in horror. Picture raw soldiers stumbling back in shame. Picture a president staring into the abyss of what lay ahead. Because Bull Run wasn't just a battle, it was America's rude awakening. The day innocence died. The day war became real.